justify and perhaps delay the revelation of all of the lies that she had told the royal.
I could only think, when I was trying to appropriately name it, it was a flopumentary.
I met a great man, and he's really interesting, and I want to get to know him more. I met a prince.
Samantha, I have to say this was one of the most nauseating, horrible things I've ever had to listen to.
Let me tell you, I almost lost my breath when I first heard this. Samantha Markle didn't just speak. She dropped a bombshell that rattled every corner of royal gossip. Her words weren't the exaggerations of some headline-hungry tabloid. No, these were the raw, piercing claims of Meghan Markle's very own sister. And what she revealed? Honestly, it could be the most jaw-dropping twist in modern royal history. Imagine this. Before Meghan's Hollywood rise, before Prince Harry's ring sparkled on her finger, before all the glitz and fairy tale headlines, there was a missing chapter, an erased piece of her life, a full year of silence, vanished photos, vanished stories, gone, like it never even happened. Now tell me, doesn't that already feel chilling? A year with no trace, no diary entries, no classmates recalling it, no happy snapshots at family dinners, and Samantha dares to say this wasn't just a gap year of self-discovery. No, according to her, that year was hiding something massive, something dangerous if revealed. We're talking whispers of a secret marriage, sealed court papers, and even more explosive, a child.
Scandal nobody saw coming. What if the headlines you've been scrolling through missed the juiciest?
You heard me right. Forget the travel adventures Meghan loved to brag about in her official bio. Family insiders claim there's no proof, no exchange program, no international friends, nothing. Instead, they insist this gap year was nothing but a cover for something darker. Something that could flip Meghan's carefully curated image upside down. And Samantha? She isn't mincing words. She claims family members saw it with their own eyes. A marriage, a baby, legal documents that mysteriously disappeared into the land of sealed files. And it's not speculation, she swears it's fact.
Here's what nobody ever tells you about Meghan Markle. Not the magazines, not the documentaries, not even the...
Here's the thing, the glossy magazines and polished Netflix documentaries will never tell you. Meghan's missing year wasn't all about beaches and finding herself. It was about hiding, about covering tracks. In June 1994, she had just graduated from Immaculate Heart High School, standing on stage in Los Angeles. Classmates buzzing about futures, plans, and adventures. But Meghan's story, it derailed before it even began. Instead of a typical teenager transitioning into adulthood, her life veered into a murky shadow. Sure, the biography says, gap year before Northwestern in 1995. Cute, neat, innocent. But once you peek behind the curtain, everything feels staged.
In that video?
No.
Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorite.
Many people doubt Meghan has long been a mother following her.
She claimed it was a year of travel, freedom, exploration. But look closer, there's nothing. No postcards, no hostel stays, no blurry Polaroids tucked into scrapbooks, nothing. This was the 1990s. Everyone had some trace of a gap year, especially from a well-off Catholic school like Immaculate Heart. But Meghan's? A ghost story. And doesn't that feel eerie? No records of foreign host families? No classmates gossiping about her adventures abroad? Not even a relative saying, oh yeah, Meghan told us about that trip. Instead, pure silence. A black hole in her timeline.
For years, Meghan Markle's life has been painted as polished. A straight path from high school to Hollywood, from actress...
A whole 12 months wiped clean. Just imagine that. An entire year gone, like it never happened. No photos, no receipts, no stories to tell. Samantha Markle insists this wasn't about freedom at all. It was about secrets, painful, personal secrets, a hidden relationship, a whirlwind decision, and choices that would shape everything Meghan became. Samantha goes further, saying those 12 months weren't just private, they were life-altering. She claims Meghan wasn't backpacking through Europe or sipping coffee in Parisian cafes. Instead, she was wrapped up in something far heavier, possibly a love affair turned into a marriage, possibly even motherhood. And yet, somehow this story was scrubbed, leaving nothing but whispers. The absence of evidence almost screams louder than proof itself. Because let's be real, how do you erase a whole year in a young woman's life? Samantha says the answer lies in Las Vegas. Not the bright lights, not the gambling tables, not the hangovers. No, Meghan was in Vegas for something altogether more secretive.
Samantha Markle leaks Meghan's 21-year-old daughter's birth certificate as proof. A shocking revelation has...
Picture it, an 18-year-old Meghan, fresh out of high school, standing in one of those quiet little chapels off the strip. No paparazzi, no Facebook to accidentally leak photos, no trail. Just Meghan, Joe Giuliano, and a few family members in attendance. According to insiders, it was quick, 30 minutes at most. A vow, a ring, and a closed door. This wasn't a Hollywood fling. Joe Giuliano was no wannabe actor chasing fame. He was a Chicago Italian-American, old school, traditional to the bone, Family, loyalty, and privacy meant everything to his people. For them, marrying young wasn't a scandal, it was life. And Meghan, according to these whispers, was swept into that world. But here's where it all gets messy. Those deep-rooted Giuliano traditions, family first, keep everything private, stay committed, were bound to clash with Meghan's hunger for ambition, fame, and independence.
Meghan Markle's half-sister definitely isn't half-hearted in her recent takedown of Meg's mom.
And just months after the Vegas wedding, everything shifted. She was 18, just a kid, with Northwestern applications waiting. But suddenly, there was news that would change everything. Pregnancy. While the Giulianos embraced it as a blessing, Meghan reportedly saw it as a roadblock. Acting classes, Hollywood auditions, independence, all of it teetered on the edge. Meghan had her dreams laid out, Northwestern, acting, stardom, but life wasn't listening. The Giuliano family saw this as a natural chapter. Meghan, on the other hand, felt cornered. And as whispers go, by mid-1995, right in the middle of her so-called gap year, a baby girl was born. But instead of Meghan stepping into motherhood, something strange unfolded. The Giuliano family, sources say, offered to raise the baby themselves. No paperwork, no birth certificates linking Meghan, just silence.
Have you heard the rumor that Meghan Markle has married not 2 but 3 times? Before Prince Harry and...
For Meghan, it was freedom to pursue her dreams. For the Giulianos, it was family loyalty. The child became theirs, no questions, no visits, no contact. Meghan walked away, reinventing herself at Northwestern, while the Giulianos kept the secret buried. And most shocking of all, the annulment of Meghan's Vegas marriage wasn't public. The documents weren't tossed in with the thousands of other annulments. They were sealed, locked tight, hidden. And you've got to ask, why? Why would a teenage marriage annulment need such airtight secrecy? Unless, of course, there was more than just a marriage to hide. The story shifts here into pure drama. According to insiders, the arrangement was crystal clear. Meghan would move on, pursue her Hollywood destiny, and the Giulianos would quietly raise the little girl. Everyone got what they wanted, except there was one strict condition: absolute silence. No family reunions, no late-night phone calls, no checking in. Meghan was done.
September 9th was supposed to be just another day in court, but by the time the gavel dropped, Meghan Markle's image as a
gone. And for the Giulianos, that silence became their burden to carry for nearly 3 decades. The annulment wasn't just processed and forgotten like so many other impulsive Vegas marriages. Oh no, Meghan's was sealed, locked away tighter than Buckingham Palace vaults. Why? That's the million-dollar question, because usually annulment papers are public. You could dig them up, see the names, the dates, the reasons, but in Meghan's case, nothing. A clean slate, as if the whole thing never existed. And doesn't that sound too convenient? Samantha Markle claims this wasn't just youthful indiscretion. It was calculated, designed to wipe away an entire chapter. The whispers say Meghan got her do-over. She left Vegas, left Joe Giuliano, left the baby behind, and stepped into Northwestern University as if nothing had ever happened. New city, new friends, new life, no ties to Chicago, no late-night calls asking about her child. She had cut the cord completely. From a royal perspective, that's catastrophic.
Clear to me at the time that, we were together, I would say. Yeah, she had a very clear idea.
The monarchy isn't just a family, it's an institution built on stability, image, and trust. If Meghan had a sealed marriage, an annulment hidden from public record, and whispers of a child in Chicago, how could that have slipped past royal investigators? It would mean the palace let a bombshell through the gates, unknowingly bringing one of the most complicated secrets into the Windsor fold. According to Samantha, Meghan gave the royals a simplified version of her past. The glossy highlight reel, college, acting, Hollywood hustle, and then Prince Harry. But she left out the darker, more complicated truths. In Samantha's words, Meghan rewrote her own story, erasing the inconvenient chapters and feeding the monarchy a polished script. And let's not forget the ripple effect. If this secret ever became fact, Meghan wouldn't be the only one under fire. The entire royal family would be dragged into the flames. How could they explain overlooking something this big? How could they maintain the monarchy's credibility when such a monumental oversight slipped through? This isn't just celebrity drama anymore. It's institutional crisis territory. That's the terrifying beauty of secrets. They don't stay buried forever. Someone always talks. Someone always digs. Or technology catches up to the lies. And this one? It's been brewing for almost 30 years. Now here's where things take a chilling turn. Those sealed documents? They weren't just about ending a teenage mistake. Family insiders insist they were sealed as part of a calculated arrangement. It wasn't just about erasing a quickie Vegas wedding. It was about erasing the very existence of a little girl. And here's the shocking twist. Meghan allegedly walked away clean. She stepped into Northwestern like she'd been born for the Hollywood stage, while the Giulianos raised the child as their own. She reinvented herself, free of any baggage, free of the past that could have changed everything. But you know what's even more bizarre? For 3 whole decades, the Giuliano family kept their silence. No tabloid tell-all, no reality TV cash grab, no public confrontation, just whispers within family circles, little nods that said, "We know, but we don't speak." That kind of silence doesn't just happen, it's maintained, enforced, almost like a pact. And that pact is exactly why Samantha Markle refused to stay silent. She's been saying it for years. Meghan's entire life story is incomplete. That missing year? It holds the key to the Duchess's biggest secret. And Samantha? She's the one sister who won't let the world forget it. When that annulment was sealed tighter than Fort Knox, it wasn't about protecting Meghan from embarrassment. It was about protecting her future. Think about it. How could a woman destined for Hollywood, then the royal stage, carry the baggage of a hidden marriage and a secret child? It would have shattered her Cinderella story before it even began. So, Meghan got her do-over. College, acting, the Hollywood climb. The Giulianos got the child. Everyone's needs were met, except the truths. And the condition? Silence. Meghan never looked back. No contact, no curiosity, nothing. It was as though the baby, the marriage, and that entire chapter never existed. But here's where things boil over. That baby grew up. She's a woman now, 30 years old, working, dating, scrolling Instagram, living a totally normal Chicago life. To her, she's Giuliano through and through. But insiders claim she's carrying Meghan's blood, Meghan's features, Meghan's very legacy. And the cruel irony? She might not even know. Can you imagine that? A woman in Chicago living her life, never realizing she could be the hidden sister of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, that she might share DNA with the royal grandchildren, that her mother is Meghan Markle, the woman whose face has been on every magazine cover, every Netflix special, every late-night talk show monologue. It's almost too wild to believe, and yet Samantha insists it's the truth. And here's where it all circles back to danger. Because Meghan didn't just erase a chapter of her life. If Samantha's claims hold, she rewrote her destiny. She presented the polished version, student, actress, duchess. But behind that glass slipper fairy tale might lie sealed records, missing photographs, and a Chicago woman whose very existence could undo everything. And this is why the royal family should be terrified. Because in today's world, secrets don't stay buried. A DNA test, a curious search, or even one brave family member breaking silence, that's all it would take. And when that happens, it won't just be Meghan on the front pages, it'll be the monarchy itself, scrambling to explain how something this monumental slipped through their nets. Think about it. If this whole thing really was just some teenage mistake, why are the annulment papers sealed after 3 decades? Why did an entire family allegedly agree to raise a child in silence? Why do Samantha and other insiders keep telling the same story over and over? At some point, it stops being coincidence and starts looking like conspiracy. And Samantha, she isn't backing down. She's taken Meghan to court. She's given interviews. She's written books. She's determined to make sure the world hears this erased chapter, even if Meghan has spent her life burying it. This, my friends, isn't just another royal rumor. It's the kind of scandal that could topple reputations, rewrite history, and send shockwaves through Buckingham Palace.